Self-esteem, our self-image, what we think about ourselves, how we feel about ourselves. These are formed in our childhood, and we can find it extremely difficult to challenge and change how we think, how we feel, how we perceive ourselves as adults. We want to be true to ourselves. We want to feel more confident, but how do we do that? Watch here, because I'm going to tell you. My name is Erica, and I'm a second-year psychology student. And the way we perceive ourselves is frequently formed in our childhood, and we often feel, oh, I can't change who I am. This is who I am. This is me. I'm the shy one. I'm the bossy one. I'm the difficult one. I'm the baby. I'm the grown-up one. You know, parents always say that to me. You're the grown-up one. You're the eldest child. You have to set an example. Or you're the baby. You're my baby. It's okay. Or you're the clever one. You're the difficult one. I met someone in the park once who said, this is my problem child, she said. And I thought, that's not really great for him, is it? Because that's how she's identifying him. And here's the thing. The strongest force in everyone in the world, in you and in me, is that we always start to act in a way that matches how we identify ourselves. We have no choice but to act in a way that lines up with our belief system. I'm the funny one. I'm the weak, sad, sensitive one. And parents are really good at giving us labels. In my family, my sister was the cute or pretty one, and I had the label of the firstborn daughter, which I, of course, will hold forever. My middle sister held the label of the middle sister, or possibly even the difficult child. And then my youngest sister, of course, was the cute, bubbly little baby. She's the baby, right? The bouncy little baby. And of course, to my father, as the youngest of his children, she will always be the baby and always hold that label or that title as the baby of the family. When our parents give us labels, it limits us. Even the label, this is the smart one, or this is the good one, or this is my good girl, or this is my good boy. He's so good. Oh, he's so smart. He's so kind, so clever. Now we have this label that says, oh, and that's why you love me. So I've got to stay like that. So if you've been given a label, say as the shy child, or the bossy child, or the difficult child, or the demanding child, the emotional child, understand that your parents gave you that label, and it's a joke. It's funny. It's a family joke. This is a mistake. This is a child who's driving me crazy. And so children are often not allowed to 100% be themselves because they're given these labels and they become this label. They're never 100% who they actually want to be. So if your label is, your brother's the clever one, your sister's the smart one, that role is then taken. So then you feel less than, like my brother took the role of the smart one. My sister took the role of the good one. My sister took the role of the sick one. I'd love to be sick and get all the attention, not go to school. My mom is the carer. My dad is smart. And I want to be myself, but I feel like I have to play this part. We play the only part we've ever known until that part becomes outplayed. Many children become sick, and it's really seductive. You get a lot of attention at school. Your mom's giving you attention. She's getting you special food and treats. Your dad's all worried about you, and you think, ooh, this is good. Who would have known that being sick got me attention? Other kids realize it. If I'm brilliant academically, this was my thing, then I get attention. And other kids think if I'm a carer, if I look after everybody, I'm good. And others become rebellious and difficult because they want to take the power of the adults. Sometimes we have experiences where we try to be ourselves and we get laughed at. What are you doing? You look ridiculous. We get told off, like stop showing off, or stop trying so hard, stop drawing attention to yourself. Nobody's paying attention to you. I'm going to grow up to be a model. Don't be ridiculous. You have fat legs. I'm going to be an astronaut. No one in our family is smart enough for that. That's ridiculous. So we get teased, we get shut down, we get criticized. Get your head out of the clouds. You're just a dreamer. That's never going to work out. Of course you can't be an astronaut. You're never going to be that. You're never going to be a movie star. You're never going to be a millionaire. And this often leads us to hold back in our lives. We become introverted and we start to hide the real us. We feel that I can't tell my parents I want to be a DJ because it's doctor, lawyer, accountant, that's it. Or you're going into the family firm and, we had you, we put you through school. We need you to take over the family business. That's just the way it is. We need you to get married. We need you to have lots of kids because that's our way. And so we become introverted. We give up our dreams, our identity, because we don't want to disappoint our family. We think we can't hurt them. We can't let them down is a big one. I need them to be proud of me. And of course, when you're a little kid, you needed to idealize your parents and you put their needs in front of yours. Say if your dad worked night shift, then you couldn't run around the house screaming and laughing during the day because dad needed you to be quiet. Mom's got a migraine again. I've got to be quiet. I can't laugh and giggle in the yard because it'll upset her. So children put the adults' needs in front of their own, and that's normal behavior. But now they're doing it 30 or 40 years later, not understanding that this was just a belief. I'm the stupid one. I'm the clown. I'm the mean one. I'm the generous one. I'm the difficult one. All of this stems from the feeling that you're not enough, that you're not smart enough, that you're not good enough, that you're not interesting enough, that you're not worthy enough, compelling enough, you name it. There are so many ways that we feel not enough, but here's something to think about right now. You were not born of that label. Nobody says, hey, look at me in the maternity unit just being born. Hey, hi, I'm naked. I've got triple knees, ugly hair and teeth. I've got weird shit all over me, fluid, and look at me. Babies just giggle, they smile, they hold your gaze, they come into life with a belief that says, I'm here and I'm lovable and you're going to attend to my needs because in the womb, it's always 76 degrees. You've got 24-hour room service. Somebody's always there. So we were born with the belief that someone is going to come and attend to our needs because we're worth it. But then it's really easy to start thinking you're not worth it. Your parents will say, hey, you were left in a basket on the doorstep. We didn't really want you. We found you. We thought we were done having kids. We thought you'd be musical like your dad. Or we thought you'd be so happy like me. And wow, you're so different. I can't imagine I created you. You're nothing like me. And that's the point, by the way. You're not supposed to give birth to yourself. I speak my mind, and my son is extremely introverted. We're very different, but he's my teacher. He taught me so much. Imagine giving birth to yourself. How freaking boring. I already know all about me. I'm always learning about my kids. They always show me different ways. And it's like with people who have 3 kids, they're all different. That's the point. My husband's not like me. That's how we learn and grow with our differences. Or parents will say, why can't you be more like your sister? She's so good. Or can't you be more like your brother? He can do this. By the way, your sister doesn't get food all over the table. And we hear something. What's wrong with you? And it's not a question. It's a statement. So look at the labels that your parents or your teacher put onto you. That you'd never amount to anything. I've heard from multiple teachers before, well, with that attitude, you'll never make it anywhere in life, for example. So mean, so cruel. Why would a teacher say that? And most teachers wouldn't, but some would. But we just gather these labels. I can't do math, I can't draw. And so when someone labels you, it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. When I was at school, I was told that I was way too short to play basketball. I couldn't play sports. I couldn't catch, couldn't run. And I started to believe that. That I was only good at reading or math or science, not arts or sports. But I'm very sporty. I love working out. Thank goodness that I dropped that label. Like, no good at sports. And for years, I believed that. Einstein was told that he was an educationally subnormal human. John Lennon was told that he was on the road to nowhere. Damien Hirst, one of the richest artists in the world, was told he'd never make it. J.K. Rowling was told Harry Potter wouldn't make it. The Beatles, the Stones were told that they weren't going to make it. Ed Sheeran was told, look, you're a ginger with glasses. You're not going to be a rock star. Really? Eminem, can't be a rapper. You're a white guy with blonde hair and blue eyes. But they said, that's not my label. When you label me, you limit me. Choose your own labels, because labels can be a burden, even the positive ones. So, how do you release yourself from these labels? Well, first, you need to identify what is the label. So go ahead now and start to think about your label or labels. I was called fatty and Dumbo, even by members of my own family. Go ahead, remember your label, and then take that label off. Remove it. Give yourself a better label. And I want to show you something, because I'm a really good believer of hearing stuff isn't as exciting as seeing it, feeling it, touching it. So I want you to imagine that this crystal is you. It's beautiful, shiny, sparkly crystal. So what have you done? You've taken some labels. I'm stupid. I'm not capable. That's a good one. I'm not enough. I'm not lovable. I'm not attractive. I'm not smart. I'm not talented. I can't reach my goals. So look at what you've done here. You've covered up the whole entire crystal. Can you see anything shiny? No, you just see all these labels. Can't reach your goals. You're stupid. Not talented. You're not smart. So I really want you to try and do this at home. You know, you could even draw a crystal or a diamond, something really shiny with a piece of paper even, or use anything that you have and just start to stick your labels on there. And when you realized what you've done, you've covered up your brilliance, you've dimmed your light, you've hidden your light, you've dimmed it out, covered up your spark. And when you've done it, don't just take them off. I want you to do it like this. I'm not lovable. Is that really true? Was it ever true? I felt like that, but maybe it's not true. But now I get to decide that I am lovable. What I want isn't available to me. Well, that's not true. Some of the smartest people in the world came from nothing. I'm not talented. I think you are. You ever watch that movie, Catch Me If You Can? That con man was so talented he now works for the FBI. I'm not smart. Well, that's not true. You have a brilliant mind. You are smart. I'm not talented. I'm not lovable. You've always been lovable. Not because you achieved something or you did something, just because you always have been and you always will be. You're stupid, you're unattractive. None of these things are true. The problem is you're talking yourself out of this, not into it. So take off these labels and look what's left. A shiny, happy person. Think of that song, Shiny, Happy People Holding Hands. Don't dim your light. Don't shut off your spark or hide your brilliance. Take off those labels. Throw them away. Get rid of the labels. I had a lot of labels as a kid. I don't matter. I'm not important. I'm insignificant. I'm different. Difficult. That's the bane of your life, to be different. I can't connect because I'm different. You know, if you have that feeling of being different, the very fact that you fear it means that you're the same as everybody else. And everyone else is the same as you. So have the confidence to be yourself. Don't be anyone else, be you. Love who you are. Love why you're here. Stop saying you're sorry. I'm sorry I'm late. I'm sorry I'm different. I'm sorry I don't understand this. I'm sorry I can't work this out. Say thank you. Thank you for waiting. Thank you for helping. Thank you for showing me how to read this. Thank you for taking care of me today. Don't apologize. Think back to when you were just a young child, asking for what you wanted and needed without questioning it. You cried for attention. You demanded things because it was in you, and you haven't lost that. You've just buried it under all these labels. And if you'd like to reactivate, remanifest, and regenerate unstoppable confidence and high self-esteem, let go of these labels so that you can be your own true self. And when you can be your own true self and people like you, you feel so great inside. Oh my God, they like me, all of me, with all of my flaws. And the best that you can ever be is a flawed person having a flawed relationship with another flawed person. Flawsome. I'm flawed, you're flawed. Let's have a beautiful, flawed, free relationship, free of labels, free of the label of being perfect, because perfect people are the unhappiest, loneliest people in the world. Don't strive for perfection. Strive for your authenticity. Look at yourself. Figure out which labels you identify with that aren't at all who you are. Start to remove them. And notice how amazing life just starts to be and feel for you. I send you guys so much love.